The Apple iPhone 13 was announced on the 14th of September 2021 and released shortly after on the 24th of September. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the iPhone 13 from its camera, design, display, battery life and everything in between. My name is Frozen, and before we start I want to give a quick warning. If you want to skip, look at the timestamp on the screen. If not, thank you. This is my first tech review. I struggled a lot trying to put this together. I have a serious issue with reading stuff, which results in me having a stutter. So the best way to beat it is to continue to work on it. Please let me know how I did. Diving straight in. The iPhone 13 runs iOS 15 out of the box, but you can update it to the newest iOS version available. Apple A15 Bionic chipset powers the phone, featuring a 6-core CPU, 2 performance cores, and 4 efficiency cores. Alongside that is a 4-core GPU and a 16-core neural engine with whatever that is. Sounds like Back to the Future sort of thing. This setup makes the iPhone 13 super fast and reliable for everyday use. Now, moving on to the display. Measuring at a whopping 146.8mm by 71.5mm by 7.7mm, or if you're American, 5.8 inches by 2.8 inches by 0.3 inches rounded to the nearest 0.10 to make it easier for me to read. Now, the iPhone 13 is somewhat compact and surprisingly lightweight, weighing just 173 grams or 6.10 ounces. Compared to my daily driver phone, which sits at around 234 grams or 8.3 ounces, mistyping my script. It makes a noticeable difference. The phone has a somewhat of a premium feel, mainly due to its ceramic shield front, glass back and aluminium frame, or, for the Americans out there, aluminum. Plus, it has water and dust resistance with an IP rating of 68. That means it can withstand around 6 meters of water or 20 feet of water for around 30 minutes. So good news, people. If you drop your phone in the toilet, it should be fine. Swiftly swapping to the next thing, the display. Before we start the long list of stuff, I would like to be utterly honest when I say this. My daily driver is 120 Hz, but the iPhone 13 is only 60 Hz. Quite disappointed, Apple. Anyways, back to the fun part. Just joking. The iPhone 13 has a 6.1 Super Retina XDR OLED display. Basically, it's just tech mumbo jumbo for just bright display. I don't know why they had to kind of make it weird. Anyways, it has a solid resolution of 2332 by 1170. I do apologize, which makes it more awkward. It can't decide if it's full HD or quad HD. So, it went in the middle of both, which comes to around 460 pixels per inch. The typical brightness of the iPhone 13 is around 800 nits, while peak HDR hits around 1200 nits. The display supports HDR10 and Dolby Vision, and it also features True Tone, Wide Color, Haptic Touch, and oleophobic coating, which is supposed to fight fingerprints, but let's be brutally honest, it's more like a polite suggestion in the real world. Anyways, enough of the display. How about the battery? Because a great screen doesn't mean much if the phone is dead midday. The iPhone 13 battery packs a massive punch at a whopping 3,240 milliamp battery. Apple claims that it should do at least around 19 hours of video playback or 75 hours of audio playback. But let's be honest here. Once your battery health plummets below 80, those aren't achievable at all. But hey, if you're texting, checking social media, or casually browsing, you would probably make it through the full day. But if you're heavy gaming, the complete opposite. Now, when you do need to charge, you do have fast charging that should give you around 50% in around 30 minutes. I say around because it's a bit iffy. Plus wireless charging with MagSafe. Now, let's talk about the camera. And while iPhone 13s does offer some solid performance, don't expect it to blow your mind like Apple sometimes suggests. The rear camera features a 12 megapixel wide and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, which both of them does offer incredible color accuracy and decent low light performance. But honestly, the colors pop and you'll be happy with everyday shots. But let's not kid. The zoom capabilities are, well, let's say, limited. There is no telephoto lenses here, so that 2x optical zoom out or 5x digital zooms are nice, but you aren't exactly going to be zooming into the moon, unless, of course, you love those classic Samsung moments where every white circle magically turns into the moon. I've had that happen several times. Fucking hilarious. First time I got my daily driver, went out, took a picture of the moon, and like the zoom, you couldn't see half the stuff, and then AI just kind of whoop. But anyways, there's like videos online that you can see of people making a white circle, and the Samsung's just are like, that's the moon, but it's not. Anyways, enough of that. Okay. That said, when it comes to night mode, deep fusion, or smart HDR4, the iPhone 13 really shines. Low light shots come out looking more sharp and more detailed. And the camera works hard to ensure that the pictures pop even more when the lighting isn't perfect. But if you're looking for wild zoom shots or those super close-up moments, the lack of a telephoto lens might leave you wishing more. So, with all this camera talk, you might be wondering, how much space do I have to store all of these moonshots or daily pictures? Well, the iPhone 13 comes in at 128, 256, and 512 storage options. Obviously, no SD slots for expansion, because we left that in the Stone Age. These days, you're going to have to make peace with what you've got. So if you're someone that likes to keep all the photos, or every single meme that you get given, you might want to set up two 256 to 512 gigabyte models. So as for RAM, the iPhone 13 packs 4 gigabytes, which is significant for most daily tasks and general use. But as apps get heavier and multitasking becomes more demanding, it doesn't feel especially future-proof. Apple's optimization does a lot of heavy lifting here. But it's hard to ignore the fact that phones released the same year, as an example, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra we're rocking a full 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's 4 times the memory, and definitely gives Android devices a lot more breathing rooms going forwards. And if you say, but that's a full flagship Samsung phone, the Samsung Galaxy S21, the basic model, was 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is still 2 times the amount. Alright, enough of getting serious. Let's talk about the internals and storage, and how it can connect to other stuff, I guess. I don't know. So, the iPhone 13 supports 5G, specifically sub 6 gigahertz, which makes it faster. I do apologize. I am removing this if I can, because I'm going to mess with it. So, I'll restart. So, the iPhone 13 supports 5G, specifically sub gigahertz, which means it's faster when you're in 5G areas. That's great for streaming, downloading, gaming on the go. But if you're still in a 4 gigabyte LTE area, you'll still get solid performance, but you're missing out on the full potential of 5G speed. Now, for your Wi-Fi needs, it packs a solid Wi-Fi 6 chip, which gives you faster speeds and better efficiency compared to older standards. It also features Bluetooth 5, so you'll get a more stable connection to your Bluetooth devices, funnily enough. And on the Samsung front, or the SIM front, it offers dual SIM. One nano SIM, the old school sort of physical one you get, and the other is an eSIM. So technically it claims to be dual SIM, but in fact you get one physical SIM, and then you can get like a eSIM for the virtual side of things. Like my daily driver has one SIM, one physical SIM, and it has another SIM in there, but I transferred it to eSIM because it's just a little bit more better. Now, let's talk about sound. Hold on tight, because this one actually might be boring. So I do apologize for all those lovely people out there. The iPhone 13 is equipped with stereo speakers, which means you get sound from the front, from both the bottom and the earpiece. It's nice to have that left-right separation for media and calls, but let's be real, you aren't getting a concert experience here. Sure, the sound is clear and the mids and high are solid, but the bass, well, it's like expecting a thunderstorm and getting a light drizzle. That's the one thing I noticed. Obviously, I'm going to go off script here because I feel like I need to expand on it a little bit more. So, I love headphones, earphones. It's one of the things that I love to do to calm my anxiety. Like, listening to music is my go-to thing. When I started with my PC and that lot and doing YouTube, I was running a Bluetooth headset pretty much. It was probably the worst headset that you can get, because I like music, I like bassy stuff, like, it is what it is, but like, I didn't expect it to be that bad. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, back to the script. So, whilst the iPhone 13 might not let you unlock your phone with your finger anymore, it does have Face ID, which is pretty cool, unless you're wearing a mask. Obviously, the virus isn't spreading anymore, or it is, but it's not that effective. But hey, the Touch ID, surprisingly, they were trying to bring it in on the unreleased version that they did. They tried to actually release or to bring it into fruition to have fingerprint sensors and that lot, but they just couldn't. but at least they actually attempted to. Oh, my leg's killing me. Well, I do apologize. Now, Apple did give us a solid alternative with Face ID. It's really fast and secure. It feels like you're having a scare, but okay, I want to restart this. But let's be honest, every time you unlock your phone, it feels like you're having a staring contest with it. I guess it's just slightly less convenient than just tapping your finger, but hey, Apple knows best, right? I think that's one thing that confused me when I actually got the iPhone 13, as I've got it here. I was expecting to have to set up fingerprint stuff and like doing the research behind it and trying to figure out why they didn't do it. Like, I couldn't find a proper reason why they didn't do the fingerprint sensor. But, like, I'd assume the Face ID sort of has issues because, like, if the person's asleep and, like, the missus is trying to lock the phone, well, I guess they could. I'm not sure. Samsung has that block, though, which is really good for them. Anyways. Ports and accessories. This one is also very boring. Now, the iPhone 13, like many of its earlier models, sticks with the lightning cable. Yeah, I mean, it's acceptable. This was released 2021, and USB-C came into full effect later on. But it would still have been nice to have USB-C, because it just gives you slightly more oomph to charging. So, you do have MagSafe, Apple's magnetic charging system, and it's surprisingly good. You could just slap a MagSafe charger on the back, and then boom, it's charging your phone without any issues. And it's got some decent grip, I'm not going to lie. Now, that's a wrap on the iPhone 13. Whether you're a diehard fan, Apple fan, or just looking for a solid phone, the iPhone 13 still delivers. It's a sleek, fast, and reliable with a solid camera system and display that gets the job done even though it doesn't have 120 Hz. So, what do you think? Would you grab an iPhone 13 in 2026? Or are you eyeing the new iPhone 17 Pro or the iPhone 17 Pro Max? Whatever whatever the next big thing is, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know how I did in this video, as I do struggle a lot. Now, before we end the video, I do want to give a thing. People might be wondering why I am reviewing the iPhone 13 when the iPhone 17 series has just come out. I'll give you a simple answer. I'm not rich. I'm not made of money. They are expensive devices. Now, if this kind of does blow up and I can sort of get the money for it, then maybe, like, or get sponsors or this, that, and the other. Obviously, I'm a small channel. The chances of me getting seen by big companies are very, very unlikely. But I can only review with what I've got. And that currently is the iPhone 13, the Samsung S23 Ultra, because that will be coming into a video. And then if you want to even go deeper into it, we could do the Watch 4 that's on my wrist and the Samsung Buds 2 Pro. We will see. If I can actively make a script for it, then yeah, we can do this. Anyways, enough of the stupid talks and that lot. Thank you for watching the video, honestly. It means a lot to have people watch a video and actually give, like, constructive feedback, because it does help a lot. I'm not good with writing scripts, I'm not good with reading scripts, I stumble a lot, and I'm just empty brain most of the time. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay frosty. Peace!